this is Jackie from Gagnon Crafts and Life, and this is going to be another Flosstube short video. This channel is mostly about cross stitch, a little bit of crochet, knitting, sewing, and this video will mostly just be about cross stitch. I have some whips to show, some works in progress. I have one finish, well, 2 new starts, and one of those is actually a finish. And then I really want to go over what I've been planning for 2021. So some plans. I guess a little bit of haul, although I'm not going to bring out everything, but there are some scroll pieces. This is Gwen. She has decided to make an appearance on today's show. Hi. And since I don't edit these anymore and I'm not bringing them onto my computer, and just going straight from my phone, you'll have a up-close and personal view of Gwen today. My last video, if you haven't seen it, you can look back at it. It is a video with my crocheting where I actually showed my Gagnon blanket. It's a king-size single crochet Gagnon, designed by, I linked it below that video on from Etsy. I had it designed by someone in a Facebook group, and then I also ended up with his Etsy account, the Graffalo. That's what it is. I always want to say like the Graffalo, like the book. Graffalo makes graphs. Anyway, so I think we should just get started. I was also in that video, I had said that I was going to try to film this video the next day, and it is a few days later. Lots of things came up since Monday, and pretty much every day I was like, all right, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. And even now, when I am actually filming this, it is now, sorry, I can't see. It's now like after 10 o'clock at night. And the kids are in bed, and my husband just went to go do some grocery shopping. We've also had my niece for a few days. And when he went to go grocery shopping, I was like, they're asleep. They're quiet. He's gone too. I don't like filming with people watching. I should just get this out and point all the lamps at me because I have no daylight. So hopefully this isn't too dark. I don't really know how it'll come out. But I'm excited to actually film this one, and I do have another future one that I'll film, and we'll get to that in plans. And as a reminder, although I am going to try to fix it this time, this is my right hand, this is my left, and it doesn't actually flip my view. Although there is something that someone said I can try to do, and I will try to do that for this video. So if I actually am the right way, and you'll actually be able to see the writing on some of the stitching, that's awesome. If not, I'm sorry, and eventually I hope to start filming on my laptop again, or editing on the laptop so that it flips it. What to start with? Okay, I think we will start with this piece. I just have to unwrap it because I did take this one off the Q-snaps. Okay, this is my cozy stump pattern. It's on Etsy by Lola Shop. If it's not linked there below when I put this up, I will add her link after. Okay, so there's kind of a farther away finish and or shot. I do have some parked threads, but this whole page is what I finished in the past couple of weeks. See how much shadow we're gonna get. Sorry, kind of gives it an underwater look. Maybe if I put something behind that. Hold, please. Alright, that got rid of the water look. So there's the page that was finished recently. Here's a look at the rest of those middle pages. A lot of blended threads in this. And the only stitches that are missing are still, I didn't bring the 310 in to do the doorknobs yet. I don't know why I have a whole cone of it. I just still haven't brought those colors in. And I am saving the back stitch. Oh, there's some threads in the way. I am saving the back stitch on this until the end because I want to take some before and afters. And these are all just my grids because this is part of the large Gagnon hook project. And I gridded it out in 50 by 50 squares. Because it's going to be a lot of different designs on a 4-foot by 2-foot thing. There's kind of my progress that I had before on my Celtic border. I graded this one myself, so it's not a design I can point to. Or charted that one myself, and it's going to have other designs over here. At some point, this Celtic knot has an ending, and then there's some middle designs, and then it starts up again for all the corners. And since I have this, I didn't work on bookshelf at all. But since it's out, let me show you bookshelf. Oh, sneak peek of one of my other starts. And that one, this one's also by Lola Lotta, this shop on Etsy. Okay. Oh, 3 new starts. I forgot about that one. At least I brought it over here. I didn't forget. The next work in progress is going to be the Peppermint Purple's Year in Blackwork sale. I am behind. There are these 4 rows, I mean different patterns, but 4 more rows to do down here. And it's by the end of the year, so I mean she's still releasing a few of them. They're not all released yet. But this is where I've gotten to. I think since the last time I might have done this whole row, or maybe I already had 2 of them, and or was it this one? And I finished this one off. It might have been this row that you guys have seen last. And then I finished off that row and did this one. I don't remember. And then I also got the next banner with the words in it. And in case this does not flip for you, it says, I don't need it to be easy, I need it to be worth it. And it's in my neon flosses. Put that behind it. And it's just so pretty. And the only way, I have a table like right in front here, so I can't quite bring it up unless I go sideways. But a year in black work, and it's been really fun to stitch on. I'm always surprised when I see what YouTube pulls for a cover, since I can't choose them anymore since I'm just uploading straight from my phone. That's always interesting. Okay, here is a many new things. So I bought a package of scroll rods for myself for Christmas. It came with 3 rod sizes. Obviously this one has more room I could go out on. And 2, I don't know what you call these, spreader bar sizes. This is the larger spreader bar and the largest scroll, and obviously there's room to go. But this fabric would not, it just was a bit too long for the size shorter rods. So I put it on this. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is just a 14 count Aida. I should double check that. And I already did have some stitching on the top here. Nothing above that. And then this part. And so I guess you should probably tell you what this project is. I will have the pattern for this linked below. This is going to be a stocking with owls on branches and trees. I forget the shop, Etsy shop name that I got the pattern from. And so it's a new start. It's on my new scroll frame. And this pattern is one of my first PDFs that is compatible with Pattern Keeper. And so I'm getting to use Pattern Keeper, which I think is amazing and fun. And so far I've stitched most of this little guy's hat. And then there's a little Christmas ornament over here. And I've kind of been not color completing. These colors do show up down farther, but color completing up to a point. So that's where that guy is. And then in the white stitching down here, part of his scarf is also getting stitched. I think this is going to be part of the scarf too when I get back to it. I have my needle minder, but I also have this on the side for holding my scissors or an extra needle. Yeah, so there's my stocking piece. Another new start, which came shortly after that one, which I'm using for background right now. I also don't have a place to get these patterns. It was a graph photo that I had, I think, from when I was doing graph gans, small graph gans, and coming up with ideas. And I think I had this in a graph to crochet an ornament. And like I said before, a lot of the graphs are kind of interchangeable. And those graphs, like the ones I saved, were probably from a Stitchy Facebook group. A lot of them kind of have like releases every month, or depends on which ones you're in. And I tried searching, but it might have been from so long ago that I could not find who made it, and it didn't show it on the photo. But there are a bunch of little Disney-inspired stockings, and so I hope to fully finish this and put this on my tree this year. And you're going to get that backlit again, because I can't. This is what was covering it. It's okay. We'll just deal with the holes. So it is a little, this one's the Mickey stocking. And then obviously, since it's not charted, I chose my own colors. And so again, if this does backwards, that says Mickey, and then there's a 20 up here. 310, I found a gray. Actually, I can tell you what colors I used. I used 932 for the gray in the top that makes it look like it's a 3D stocking. I used 937 for the yellow. And the red I have a cone of, and it is, I believe it's 498. There's two numbers on the cones I got, and I don't know which one's the DMC number and which one's just the cone number. But that would be the red, and then obviously just like a white, and that might be B5200, or it just might be another white that I stitched the name in and the year. And then the back stitch is all in 310, which really made it more defined. Before that, it looked a little funny, but there we go. So that is my new start and finish, and so that I stop getting that glare back, I'm going to put this back up here. Hide those. Sorry. Okay. And last new start, and will be a finish soon. This I also don't have a pattern for, because it was another graph picture that I had just stored up in one of my folders. And it's a Harley Davidson chart, or not chart, it's a graph. But you can pretty much just say it's a chart. And this one was actually a photo I took, and then I realized I charted it. And so then I went looking around, because I was like, okay, I'd rather buy a design than, you know, just kind of stitching from what I might have found before. And every design I found of the Harley Davidson motorcycle, like symbol, was too big. My husband decided that he didn't know what else he wanted to get his dad for Christmas. That was kind of on him for his idea gifts. I was getting a lot of the girls I'm making bags for. No one, they don't watch these videos, so it's okay to show this on here. It'll be a Christmas present. And so his dad also does Christmas early with us. So I've got about 10 days to finish stitching this and get it fully finished. So I've been working on this one a lot. Oh yeah, but all the charts I did find were too large. This fabric count is supposed to be an 18 count, but I think since I washed it, it's shrunk. So it might be a little smaller than an 18 count right now. I'd have to go get a ruler and find out. But even this pattern is not small by any means. I want to say it's like 60 60 something, and I forget how big it's going to be. I think it's going to be like this big. I'll put the measurements of them down below, but I ended up charting it out myself, and I just have the 3 basic colors, and I let my husband pick the orange out of the stash, and he picked 947. My cat's getting into something. So the white is actually stitched. I did stitch the Harley Davidson in white. And then the motor and the cycles down here, and like where you see the outlines, those are going to be done in this orange. And then I think I'm going to still go over and back stitch around the Harley Davidson, because you can see where some of those pieces, like around the S, are really thin, around the N, around that part of the O, around these parts of the D. And they're too thin for me. I wanted to like make a sharper line to show, like, you know, it's probably just me. But I'm going to do that. And then I don't know how I'm going to fully finish this one, since it is such an odd shape, if I'm going to go around it completely, or if I'm going to turn it into more of a circle. Haven't decided yet. And also, since I didn't have time to buy fabric or do anything or plan anything for this, and this would have been too big on the 14 count I do have on hand. I only have 14 count, just kind of laying around, which is what I did that Mickey on. I used some of the edging, this is underneath the bookshelf, where I know I'm ending it here, like the other pattern, and so there's definitely enough border for me to have this little stitch, and the end of the fabric is way up here. I also cut off a piece earlier for, if you look at my Instagram and scroll all the way down, I had a friend pass away earlier this year, and I quickly stitched his mom up a little memorial piece, and I used the same fabric, so I knew that there's enough at the edge here to make something small and cut it and not ruin what I've been working on. So there is my other start, and hopefully we'll be finished soon, because like I said, we are celebrating on the 19th. Nothing big. He's coming over for an hour maybe. Open gifts. Maybe we'll be outside. We'll definitely probably all be masked, because you never know. Okay. So that is all of my whips, starts, and finishes. And now I want to go over 2021 goals and things like plans. So, sorry, the cat is just, she's having fun, but she's finally settling down a little bit. I am also going to be part of the Whip Go group. I believe it's Jenny Marie, I forget the channel name, that she has. If you're watching me, I don't know why you wouldn't know about these things. I'm pretty small, but a lot of people are doing that, and so my next video, some people are also talking about doing like a Whip Go parade, like taking a video of all of the works that you have on your Whip Go board before the start of 2021, and then you can see your progress that you made on those projects throughout the whole year. At the end of the year, I can look back on that video and see the progress on all of those projects in particular. For me, I only have 10 projects on my Whip Go board, and 3 of them I don't actually have. They're not started, and I don't have them yet. I know this is mostly supposed to be for progress, but since I don't have a whole lot that I'm working on, that's what I made it. So here are the projects, so the 10 projects. I have the cozy stump that you've seen today, the bookshelf you saw today, the Celtic border. So yes, those 3 are all in the big same piece, but they are 3 separate projects. I consider them 3 separate ones, and so all 3 of those are on my board. I have the number 4 is the Prairie Year. So I did start stitching Prairie Year. I think I got July, August, and September done, and then that's it. And then the Prairie Year rounds, I think I only got September done for that one. So that's cozy, bookshelf, Celtic, prairie, prairie round. Okay, and then I have the Hootie stocking, which you just saw. I just started that one. Year of Black Work. And so my year of black work is going to be, she actually does have a 2021 sale coming out. So I'll tell you about the goals of what I have for each of these projects after. I'll just name the projects now, but just know the year of black work means 2020 and 2020 is one's year of black work from Peppermint Purple. And then here's the 3 that I don't have yet. Reading time. I did order the Haid. I have the pattern. It's on my pattern keeper. It's a digital copy. I did order all the things, not from 123 Stitch, but from another little shop in Canada. And so I hope it gets here by January. I ordered it, and like a week later, I got the notification from 123 Stitch that they had the fabric back in stock. And I'm like, I already put in an order somewhere else, and now I have to wait. And I know that 123 Stitch was shipped pretty fast to me. So I might just put in another order for the fabric, a couple of the flosses, not everything, and wait for the other one. I don't know yet. We'll see. And then the other 2 are the Snow Village and Glitter Village. And I think I said the wrong shop before when I mentioned those 2 sales. I think I ordered, I think Happy Little Stitch Shop. When I did link it, I linked it correctly in another video where I talked about them. But I will link it again under this video. The correct place where I got these sales from. I know that they have already been released. People have already stitched them. Or parts of them. And then we're going to have the sale for the Glitter Village and the Snow Village in 2021. One of them starts in January, one of them starts in February, and they are mailing me the kits for them. So hopefully, 1, they come on time, and 2, that those numbers on my Whip Go board don't, come. Whip Go board is basically like a bingo board. It says Whip Go. There's 25 spaces. The middle space is a free space, and you kind of play bingo throughout the year. They call 2 numbers per month, and you set your own goals and your own rewards for making a bingo, a Whip Go. Now, obviously I only have 10 projects that I'm listing on here, and I have 24 spaces to fill. Almost all of them get 2 spaces each, except for Reading Time, the first Haid I'm doing, Heaven and Earth Design. That's going to get 4 spaces. The Hoodie Stocking, the one that you just saw before, that's getting 3 spaces. And my Celtic Border is getting 3 spaces. Yeah, and so that equals 24. Everyone else has 2. Celtic Border, Hoodies have 3, and Reading Time has 4, and that equals the 24 spaces I needed. Okay. And I do have my Whip Go board. I'm part of the Facebook group. Most of the goals I have set for everything are like page finishes, I think, for Cozy Stump and Bookshelf. Celtic Border I left open because it depends on where I am when it comes in. Maybe my goal will be 4 more of those braids. Maybe my goal will be the next motif if I finish. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to shake you. If I finish the braid, maybe it'll be the motif next. I don't want to do a stitch count or how many days. I plan on working on it throughout that whole month. But then I want like a progress place. The Prairie Year rounds, I think I might have said like I want to finish a month in a month. Same thing for the Prairie Year. Same thing for the Snow Village and the Glitter Village when they get called. I want to finish 1 month's piece. And the Hoodie Stocking, I think, in Reading Time, I said that I will decide when I get there. A year of black work, I think I said I either want to be caught up or I want to stitch 5 weeks worth. So if I'm already caught up, that's great. I just have to stitch what I have to do that month. The way hers work is each one of these like squares was 1 week. And then like this piece was 1 week. And then each square again was, or rectangle was 1 week. So I either want to be all the way caught up, or I plan on doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that month, whether or not it's that actual month's squares, or it's playing catch up, but I'm going to do 5 in the month. Also, when I showed this earlier, I didn't show you that I also have been working on the border. I know I have more work up here. I think most of these top things, I didn't go all the way across last time you saw this. And then I'm going to have to take it out of the Q-snap and move it around to get to the sides of the border. But those are my, oh, and then reading time, it depends on where I am in the pattern. Will depend on what my goal will be for whip go. This is already a little bit longer than my other short videos, so hopefully we won't go over 30 minutes. I'll try not to anyway, or it doesn't matter. I know a lot of the other videos are about 30 minutes to an hour. My 2021 goals, I just wanted to go over those because it's not quite like my whip go board. So here are my cross stitch kind of goals that I'm setting myself for 2021, and I want to be able to check these off throughout the year. I want to finish the cozy stump pattern with the back stitching. I want to finish the bookshelf pattern with the back stitching. I want to get the Celtic border all the way across the top, so the 4 feet across the top, I want to get the Celtic border all the way across. I want to start my dragons whip. I have all the floss for it. It's going to be on that same thing. I have to finish one of the cozy stump or the bookshelf before I let myself start dragons. That's just something I've told myself I need. I want to finish the Peppermint Purples 2020 sal, and I want to finish the 2021 sal. So goals for that. From the prayer year, I want to have 4 months finished. Now it is on my whip go board twice, and my goals for each of those is to finish 1 whole month. Throughout the rest of the year, I want to finish at least 2 other months. I also want to finish 4 months of the prayer year rounds. I want to finish 4 months of the Glitter Village, 4 months of the Snow Village. I'm going to try to keep up with those sals, but like a lot of other stitchers, I am more of a starter than a stitch longer. Even my year in black work is not all the way caught up. So my actual goal for the whole year is to at least have 4 of the months done, and I will consider that like goal met for 2021. I want to start the reading time Haid, and I don't know how to stitch on a Haid, right? Like I don't know what to, I've never done one. Even though these bookshelves and this other thing are full coverage, or bookshelves full coverage, the other one's mostly full coverage with blended threads and everything, and I know Haid doesn't have the blendeds, so I don't know. What should my goal be? 2 pages? 1 page? I haven't actually set the goal yet. I think I want to have like a week of stitching on it before I set my end year goal. But right now it's kind of like 2 pages maybe. I want to have the progress on that owl stacking, and I think now that I have Pattern Keeper, I can do it by percentages. I think by the end of the year, I want to have at least 50% of that done. I have the unicorn pattern that you might have seen in one of my first couple videos, and I want to get that FFO'd. I still haven't fully finished it and hung it in my daughter's room. Xmas ornament, so I'm going to try to finish that Mickey one before the end of this year. And in 2021, I want to make at least 1 more of those, or a Mill Hill, or I have a couple other ones. I want to make another Xmas ornament and fully finish it by the end of next year. And my stretch goal is, like, if this wasn't enough goals, because I'm pretty sure I don't know if I'm going to make all of these either, but I have stretch goals at the end. And there's a linen and threads sal that's free. And I saw the one for this year. I saw a few people stitching it and like showing the next month's motifs. I want to do one. I don't know what kind of fabric. I don't know what kind of thread. But my stretch goal is maybe to start their 2020 sal that they already have out, or to do their 2021 one when it comes out, or maybe just to get the things to do 2022. I don't know. That's my stretch and kind of something I'm still planning. And then I just want to quickly go over my other crafty goals, because even though this is mostly about cross stitch, I do list out my goals for 2021 on the other things. So crocheting, I want to get 100 more rows of the Gagnon blanket done. I want to finish Lillian's blanket if I can ever get that yarn again. And a stretch is to finish the Gagnon blanket, which is possible. It's only, and I can't see my walls because I take off my glasses because they have a really bad glare on them when looking at the camera. There's only supposed to be 360 rows in that blanket. I have a tracker on my wall where I get to cross things off, and it's like a little thermometer, and I get to cross them off as it goes up the thermometer to the blanket being done. It's supposed to motivate me. It did for a while. I've gotten over 120 rows on it this year, and I think I worked on it for like a month. And then here and there, I kind of faded off of it. So 100 rows is definitely doable. It's only 360. It is a stretch to finish it because I also want to do a lot of cross stitching and knitting. But doable if I wanted to. It's a lot of single crochet with color changing, and it's a little hard. And it has to be only in these winter months. I really want to stitch on it again, and especially when as it gets toward like March, it's still good, and then like April and May, it starts to get too warm to have that blanket on you and stitch on it. Knitting goals for 2021 is I want to make everyone hats. So I am making Lillian's hat right now. I already made Rick's. So I want to make Lillian's, me a hat, and my son a hat. And then a stretch goal is I want to maybe start or make some type of cardigan or a pullover. I don't know yet. For that, I think I would have to actually buy yarn, like a fingering weight yarn or something other than my blanket yarns, if it was to be clothing. And obviously different than like a hat yarn, because that's probably too thick for like a pullover. And I don't have enough anyway to make a whole like shirt pullover thing. So stretch goal and kind of in the plans. For sewing, I want to make more of those like tote bags, project bags for myself instead of just for gifts. And that way they can also be my project bags. We'll get to that one. I also want to make valances. My mom was talking about curtains and things, and that it's really easy to make after you get the fabric, and it should be like a loop. And I don't know a lot about sewing. I haven't sewed for very long on a machine. I did a lot of hand sewing when I was younger, but on a machine it's more recent. So I'm thinking about making valances for my dining room, my kitchen, and then the stretch goal is to make them for the kids' rooms. And I want some plain ones for, like, not plain, but like everyday ones for the kitchen and the dining room. And then I think I might even branch out and like make monthly ones. Is one of my things my mom started doing last year. So she has curtains for every month of the year, which means she has to change them every month. They get washed once a year. And so then they're not collecting dust, because that would be the other thing. Why don't they put them up? Because I then have to clean them. But if I had one for every month, and then as I redecorate every month, they come down, they get washed, they get put away, and the other ones are already up. I think I could handle that. So that might be a future thing. But I want to make at least one pair that's good to stay up there for a long time before I start planning out making every month one valances. And so those are all my crafty goals for 2021. I do these same kind of lists for like life goals or house goals that I go over with my husband at the end of every year, and then I usually put it on a screensaver on my phone. And at the end of the year, I get to kind of take inventory of what have we done this year, how many things have gotten checked off. I've got my lists, I think, on the other notebook for all the 2020 goals. And 2020 has definitely thrown some curveballs, and so a lot of them got done, some of them didn't. Some of them will roll over to next year. But I'm excited to have a list for crafty goals, and also be participating in the Whip Go boards that will help with the cross stitch goals, since I found cross stitch this year. I knew about cross stitch, but I started cross stitching this year as something else to keep my brain and hands occupied other than crochet. Also, it keeps my crochet project down to my daughter's blanket and my husband's blanket. His fear, and then my own, would be that I was going to pick up another project and not do his blanket. I did not pick up another cross stitch project. I did not pick up another crochet project. I did, however, pick up cross stitch. And his blanket is still at 100 and something rows. But I've been enjoying cross stitch. I've been enjoying making videos and watching my progress from the beginning. I've been enjoying posting my progress pictures on Instagram, so that I get to look back at like the first projects and like how long it was taking for that cozy book, cozy stump in the bookshelf patterns to go, and I can see the progress through those projects. I think having this Whip Go board, because now I have so many things I want to start. I have so many things I want to buy. I have so many things I want to finish. And I only started this year, and my list is already just growing. But that's okay, because that's what hobbies are for. And I feel like this is going to be a hobby that's going to be around for a while. So I'm excited. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to catch any other videos, since I don't actually upload on a schedule. It's more like when I have time to film. And recently I don't edit at all, so it's literally if I have time to film it, I film it, upload it, fix the links in the description afterwards. I don't even get to choose what's on the cover. So really it's when I have some time, but I really do enjoy the community, and I enjoy posting these. Even if a lot of people don't comment or I don't get a lot of views on them, it's really good for me. I like to go back and watch them and see the progress on different projects. I hope you guys have a great day and a great holiday season, no matter what holiday you guys celebrate. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.